You know I had to come to the channel for this one. Hello, brats and monkeys, it is I, Lord Frieza, and in case you haven't noticed by the title, I've come to this channel for a specific review. After all, this is the review of my first form, so what better time for me to review a figure than now? Oh, and in case you see someone's hands on the screen that aren't mine, it's because I'm making Star Blast Studios be the one to handle this figure.
You know, Frieza, if you're gonna come to this channel and take my job, then at least put in the effort to move the figure yourself.
Can it, Star Blast? Now spin this box around so that the viewers can see the back of it.
Fine.
Here is the back of the box where you can see all of the promo pictures and images that they took of my beautiful figure. Alright, we're done with the back of the box. Now, Star Blast, I want you to open the box.
Wait, what? What do you mean? We usually cut it right over here.
No, Star Blast, I'm reviewing this figure today. I'm telling you what to do, so open this goddamn box.
But Frieza,
No! Open the box!
okay, fine. Geez, okay, it's open.
Good. And now with the figure box open, we can see the figure in the clamshell with all of the accessories displayed.
Is this all you wanted?
Yes. Now we can continue with the rest of the review. So I have to commend Tamashii Nation for how they made this figure. They have truly nailed the accuracy of my first form. To the sculpting done on my arms and my legs, as well as the multiple well-sculpted facial expressions that they included. And a helpful bonus with this figure is that it's not being sold on a sorry excuse for a website that is called Premium Bandai. Goodness me, I feel like if it was sold on their website, it would go for over $100. But I can't even lie. After all, if I was the one who was running that very same website, I would probably be doing the same exact thing. But back to this figure where I am exceptionally pleased. There is a couple of things that I noticed regarding it. And one of those is that it seems to favor engineering over paint detail. Where all the paint detail is done quite cleanly, there doesn't seem to be any shading on it. And when you go and consider that a lot of the coloring on here is as a result of their molded plastic, it really seems like they had the ability to go and apply shading across this figure, but for some reason they didn't. It's something that they went and did on my final form figure, but not for this one for whatever reason, and I'm disappointed. But that's quite enough about the sculpt work and paint detail. Let's move on to the accessories now, shall we? So in terms of the accessories, there's quite a bit that's included with my figure. From the array of hands to the great amount of faces and even different head sculpts that you can use for my faces. So starting with my facial expression in the middle, we have my typical smirking face which comes on my figure right out of the packaging. It's the facial expression whenever I'm being sarcastic towards any member of my army, or whenever I'm asking the Namekians for their Dragon Balls. And then we also get another smirking face with my lips slightly going out, and I was initially thinking that this was a waste of a face, but now I see what this is trying to resemble. It's trying to make it where I'm doing my little laugh where I'm like, and now I suddenly really like this face. And then for my next face, we have my angry teeth-gritted face, which I have whenever I'm not having a very good day, or something is I'm incredibly disappointed in, or I'm just straight up angry at someone and want to rip out their throat. Most likely Captain Ginyu whenever he's doing his stupid dance of joy. But before we get to the next face, I have to mention my separate interchangeable head, both of which are used for my eyebrows so that the faces can simulate the heavily exaggerated eye movements that I have. But do be careful with the horns on my head, as I wouldn't want you to go and stab yourself like Star Blast almost did. They're quite sharp, aren't they, Star Blast?
Oh yeah, and I'm pretty sure they're sharp enough to stab you too. Here, let's try this.
What the hell is wrong with you?
What? I'm just showing you that they're sharp.
You got my damn finger, you nitwit!
Yeah, well now you have a reason not to be using your hands in this review. So are you gonna go over the rest of the faces or what?
Fine. This yelling, screaming face I think actually resembles exactly how I feel right now. But it's meant to recreate that scene where I was yelling at Gohan and Krillin for using the damn Dragon Balls and I yelled at them, "You damn brat!" And then for my final facial expression, we have my laughing face, which encapsulates exactly how I was when I destroyed Planet Vegeta. And then for this other accessory I'm included with, we have my classic red scouter. And the very beautiful thing about this scouter is that it's interchangeable with all of my facial expressions. Simply remove the interchangeable ear across all of the faces, and then you should be able to fit it within the 2 peg holes slotted inside. But how can I talk about accessories without getting into the biggest one of all, my hoverpod? It is certainly a well-crafted piece of plastic and is likely the reason that my figure goes for $80. Inside and out of this hoverpod, it is done beautifully with clean paint and sculpt work. And the most surprising thing about this is that Akira Toriyama himself actually helped out with its very design. Yes, they went specifically to him for the sculpting of this hoverpod. It's actually the reason why the brown metallic bits on the front of the hoverpod are the color the way that they are, because that is the original intended design. In order to get my figure sitting inside of the hoverpod, first off you have to remove my tail and then remove my legs, and then take my upper half and slot it into the legs that is sculpted inside of the hoverpod. But this leads me into my first complaint. The hinge that is connected to my tail that is inside the hoverpod comes off incredibly easily. Fortunately, it's not too hard to remove it from the tail, but it makes handling this damn thing finicky. There is also a small stand that you could slot my hoverpod into, however you do have the option to use a Tamashii Nation stand. Simply remove the bit of plastic from behind the hoverpod and then insert the stand into the slot underneath. When displayed as such, one of my favorite things to do is have me displayed with the new accessory, this little mini supernova that you can put on my Death Beam finger. And then you can have me displayed laughing as I'm about to destroy Planet Vegeta. Oh, and they also kindly included me with a 5-star Namekian Dragon Ball. Now, when it comes to my interchangeable hands, they did not include my figure with very much. However, I think all of the accessories vastly make up for it. I come with a pair of fists, a pair of grabbing hands, one right Death Beam hand, and one slightly bent Death Beam hand for my left arm. So with all things considered in the accessories department, you're left with a figure that has a ton of play factor. Now, when it comes to size comparison, here I am standing next to my golden counterpart, and here I am standing next to my final form. Oddly enough, my first form is slightly taller than my golden form, and then my final form is slightly taller than that. It's as if it gained 5 centimeters in height. Not that I'd want that or anything. And then for more size comparison, here I am standing next to a pair of monkeys, and then here I am standing next to a baby monkey. Now for the articulation, my head is on a ball hinge. I can look up very far and down pretty far as well. And I also got a little wobbly movement in case I want to do some nodding and stuff. Only sometimes whenever this Ninny Star Blast is handling this figure, the face tends to fall off.
Hey, if you don't like the way I'm doing this, why don't you do the review yourself?
Oh, no, by all means, please continue. I love seeing you struggle. So to continue with the articulation, the armor pieces can flap upwards and downwards. And as expected, the arms can move around a full 360 degrees. And on top of that, they move up quite far as well. We have a decently functional butterfly joint, a bicep swivel, double jointed arms, and a swivel between the pink and white part of my arm. And then in the wrist, you get a ball hinge, which gives you all the movement you're going to need. And then for the ab crunch, I can crunch this far forward, and this far back, and also a waist swivel. A joint that Star Blast seems to be quite incompetent with. And then for my tail, there is a hinge joint that lets me move my tail up and down and side to side, as well as swivel. And then there is a swivel joint closer to the bottom of the tail itself. And then for the legs, they can go and kick this far forward, not very far back. You do get a thigh swivel right there as well. You get double jointed knees. And then you have very decent articulation in the feet, which goes up this far, can go down this far. You get the side-to-side movement as well, and have a very decent ankle pivot. But all in all, with all things considered, I think Tamashii Nations has made this figure very, very well. Go buy it.
Is that all you're gonna say?
Yes, they did a good job. They should go buy it.
You're not gonna say anything else about it?
No, I said everything I have to say. They can go buy it. What should I do? Go on a 10-minute long tangent explaining why they should get the figure? No, I said everything I had to say and I got to the point.
You're not gonna say, oh, like, hey, I'll see you guys in the comments section, bye-bye?
Oh, yes, you're right. I almost forgot about that. I'm so happy I hijacked this channel and did the review of my own figure. Very happy to do that. If you guys want, go ahead and leave your comments down in the comment section down below, and Star Blast can probably answer whatever questions you might have for him. But anyways, I want to thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you all in the comment section. Bye-bye, monkeys.
Frieza, that's racist.
I'll show you racist!